Ethiopia 2006 Flooding by Gabby. Weather patterns and cause for flooding. Torrential rains caused the Diachu River to burst its banks, causing serious flash flooding in the region of Dire Dawa, which is home to about 400,000 people, being Ethiopia's sixth largest city. The risk of flooding is high in this region because of the continuous heavy rainfall in the highlands outside Dire Dawa during the June to September rainy season. This is a regional map of Ethiopia, showing the affected areas of the 2006 flood. This map proves that there are more affected areas in the regions with higher elevation and closer to the lakes and rivers. The magnitude of flooding. Between the years 2006 to 2008, flooding conditions in Ethiopia killed 800 people in North, South, and East Ethiopia. After the extensive damage caused by the 2006 flood, rains once again triggered flooding around the Jimrai and Abahi Bid lakes near Djibouti. The satellite photo of the southwest part of Ethiopia shows the Omo River's effect after the flooding. This graph proves the consistent decrease in rainfall in Ethiopia's climate from the years before the 2006 flood. Societal and economic impacts. Ethiopia is extremely vulnerable to the impacts of flooding and climate change. The impact may potentially hold back economic progress or reverse the gains made in development, thus exacerbates social and economic challenges. The country's vulnerability to climate change is further increased by high levels of poverty, rapid population growth, and reliance on rain-fed agriculture. 800 people feared death after the 2006 flooding rivers in different parts of the country. Flooding around the Omo River continues to spread, and authorities believe 1,000 people have died in that area. Altogether, the floods left close to 20,000 people homeless in eastern Ethiopia. This is a photograph of some civilians carrying their labor through the devastating flood. Societal and economic impacts continued. Climate change-related health problems such as mortality and morbidity due to floods and heat waves, waterborne diseases, meningitis, and air pollution-related respiratory diseases are increasing in Ethiopia. Sensitive systems such as agriculture, health, and water have been affected by flooding. The effects of climate change will continue to magnify without the right adaptation and mitigation measures. Mitigation and adaptation strategies. The adoption of certain farming practices, such as tree planting and soil water conservation, have been taken to reduce the devastation of future flooding. Soil and water conservation measures include soil bunding, cultivation of hedges, contour plowing, irrigation, and water harvesting activities. Ethiopia repeatedly suffered from weather shocks in the form of droughts, and to a lesser extent, floods. Ethiopia is one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. Thus, improving the agriculture to respond to weather shocks is widely perceived as a top priority for decision makers and developmental agencies. Mitigation and adaptation strategies continued. To mitigate flood hazards, dams were built along regions where flooding is more prominent. In the course of construction of flood protection dams, ensuring communities' involvement is needed, and at the same time, undertaking comprehensive non-structural emergency preparedness measures in all keebles is highly recommended. Some residents made changes to their own homes for protection against future devastation by putting sandbags around their homes. This is the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam on the River Nile near the Sudan border. The dam will displace approximately 20,000 people and create a reservoir that will hold 7 billion cubic meters of water. Thank you.